Miami's an interesting one. Alex mentioned. You look at that offense: Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Cedric Wilson, a lot of speed, and this is a speed league. So it makes a lot of sense there why you would do that. You still have Lynn Bowden. You got Cody Core, who I think is underrated. I don't know if he'll have a role, but he's interesting. Preston Williams, if he stays healthy, we've seen some really good stuff out of Preston Williams, the former Colorado State wide receiver. Trent Sherfield, I like him. He showed some promise with the 49ers and Cardinals. So they have some guys there. But then on top of it, you have Mike Gesicki, Durham Smythe, Adam Shaheen, Hunter Long, a third rounder in 2021, and Ethan Carter. I like their tight ends. I like the receivers. Wouldn't mind if they went out and got another receiver, but the Dolphins do have a good look there. You have Teron Armstead at left tackle. You talk about Connor Williams, getting him at left guard. You have Michael Dieter as a third-round pick who's going to be playing center for them. Robert Hunt at right guard, and then Kinley backing him up, and Liam Eichenberg, from Notre Dame, rounds out the right tackle spot. So there's a lot of talent here on this team. I agree with you. It all comes down to Tua Tagovailoa. I mean, they got a really good backup in Teddy Bridgewater, who might arguably already be better, but we'll see. Chase Edmonds, Raheem Mostert, I think it makes a lot of sense. Mostert, and obviously we know what he can do in the San Francisco offense if he stays healthy. Yikes. They still have Myles Gaskin, Salvin Ahmed, and Jared Dokes, who's pretty solid. So a good overall offense. They spent money on Alec Ingold, so it's going to be a 49ers offense with the fullback. They're probably going to use Ingold very similar to Kyle Juszczyk. And then you look at the defense, Emmanuel Ogbah, he's coming off, one of his best seasons. Raekwon Davis, second-round pick in 2020. You have to hope he, takes the next step. I like Adam Butler, who they got from New England. I like Deshaun Hall. They have Christian Wilkins, who's a first-round pick in 2019 out of Clemson, who I would have hoped would have been a little bit better, but he's taken a little bit longer than you would have expected. I think he could have a better year this year. Andrew Van Ginkel, a funny name, but a fifth-rounder out of in 2019. He's been pretty solid for them. Landon Roberts, I think they can upgrade linebacker for sure, but Jerome Baker there, third-round pick in 2018 they like. Duke Riley, who they got via a trade, I believe, with the Eagles. Then you have Xavier Howard. You have Nick Needham, who's coming off a good year. You have Byron Jones, who's by far one of the more underrated corners in football. I mean, he's so good and does not get enough talk about anyway. Keon Crossan is a guy that they signed in free agency as well. They have Javon Holland, who's coming off a great rookie season at the safety spot, and Brandon Jones. They also added Eric Rowe. I mean, Noah Igbenogany is a first-round pick in 2020. If he ever develops, they have a lot going for them. And you could argue that Miami is really just needing some linebacker help. That's really it. I mean, I look and we didn't even talk about, guys. I didn't even mention him. Jalen Phillips. I got my favorite edge defender in the 2021 draft class, Jalen Phillips, on the edge. So you have him and Ogbah. I don't know. I like Baker. I think they need to upgrade Roberts and Van Ginkel, but I mean, you're talking about a team that theoretically, if Tua lives up to the hype, yeah, Michael, absolutely. If Tua lives up to the hype, this Dolphins team could be really good. That's what I will say. And they got our guy Blake Ferguson, friend of the podcast, came on. He's a long snapper. He was drafted in the 6th round. You realize how good of a long snapper you have to be to get drafted? But yeah. I don't know, guys. I think that, yeah, both the Dolphins and Vikings are like the same freaking team. They got like everybody on paper, and the only thing that you're really missing is probably like, 2 positions. And not, like, you could live without them, but you'd like to upgrade those if you can. The Dolphins are going to have an opportunity, though, because if I'm not mistaken, the Dolphins, they have the fewest selections, but they do have a 3rd-round compensatory pick that they'll get from San Francisco. They do have a 4th-round pick and a 7th-round pick and a 7th-round pick. So the compensatory pick here, is going to be interesting. And it falls right in line where I think the Dolphins could get a guy like DeMarco Jackson out of App State. We interviewed him. Really cool dude. And he could come in there right away and help, shore up that linebacker spot. So, yeah, watch out for the Dolphins. You're absolutely right, Alex. I know you mentioned it, but damn, you were not kidding. Looking at that roster, I think the Dolphins and the Vikings are teams that maybe people won't see coming.